All right, Scarlet Hollow, Black Tabby Games. I am so looking forward to Chapter 5 of this. And I know that it's going to take them a long while because it's just getting, like, in the literal sense, exponentially more grand in scope. All right, let's see. Do we do a normal or a hardcore mode? Hardcore mode, if I recall correctly, gives us 3 traits, but doesn't allow us the opportunity to... Like, it doesn't give us a whole lot of "are you sures" before we make really bad decisions. Yes, I do remember. I remember Gretchen's Southern Battle. Let's do a hardcore mode run. Every trait in Scarlet Hollow provides an opportunity to avoid making a game-defining sacrifice. Hardcore mode removes these opportunities, but you'll be able to select a third trait. Even with your new abilities, this is the darkest world state. By clicking continue, you agree to suffer. I live in the city of... I live in the city of Sammy. We'll go with they, them this time around. Alright, powerful build. Tough as nails, the pinnacle of fitness, and imposing presence that commands the room. A mean right hook. I'm gonna whomp some folks. We did mystical, we did talk to animals, which, God, was just the best thing ever. We did street smart, we did keen eye, I think I did hot at one point. Book smart, well read and rational, possesses a wealth of knowledge, or possess a wealth of esoteric knowledge and know when to use it. A talented researcher. Yes. Yeah, we're doing talk to animals again. If I'm gonna have a third trait, man, I can't think of a better one. That is so great. I want to talk to Dustin. You jolt awake as the bus hits a particularly nasty bump. You feel like you'd only just managed to start drifting off, and now here you are, awake again, and still exhausted. For a moment, you're hazy on the details of where exactly here is, confusing this bus with the many others that came before it, but as your mind continues to reassert its existence in the waking world, the past few days come back into focus. The long-lost cousin, the bad news, the 26 hours of bus rides with the countless late-night stops and CD depots that would have felt unsafe even in the middle of the day. You wouldn't normally find yourself traveling like this, but your cousin bought the tickets. The funeral of Pearland Scarlet, your cousin's mother, and your aunt seemed like something you shouldn't ignore, even considering your own late mother's rocky relationship with this side of the family. Fortunately, the end of your long journey is in sight. You're almost in Scarlet Hollow. So anyway, as I was saying, this guy. Oh no, he's still here. He's been sitting next to you for the past 5 hours, talking at you without pause. You're not sure he even stopped when you started to doze off. At first you thought he was just being friendly, but that was several hours of one-sided conversation ago. I was up in Maryland looking for work, but mostly messing around because I was a dumb teen. Me and my buddies were doing usual prank stuff, you know, pushing joggers into the harbor. Loggers. Pushing them loggers into the harbor, that sort of thing. Alright, so I got the traits down, and I'm going to try and be nice to Tabitha. Let's see. I wonder if I should be like just an absolute chode. Oh, hell yeah, sounds awesome. So chaos, my dude. I knew you'd get me. You and me were kindred spirits. I can feel it. So this girl comes up to us swinging her purse. Yeah, I probably will be posting this on YouTube. Swinging her purse, yelling about how she was going to call the cops or whatever. It was hilarious. She actually hit my friend and he said it hurt a lot, so I guess she really was mad and not just playing. But she kept swinging, and soon enough she lost her balance and fell into the harbor all on her own. We didn't even have to push her. We had a good laugh and fished her out, and her phone got soaked so she couldn't call the cops on us. We wound up hanging out all day. She kind of became my girlfriend after that, and we've been on and off for about a year, so it's pretty serious. Though about 5 months ago, she tried to break up with me, like, for real. And geez, you get so mad you want to just, like, kill somebody. Oh, hell yeah, all the time. I do the same thing. Never follow through, of course. Oh, yeah, totally. Never would. Of course not. Ugh. Yeah, but I definitely think about it. Sometimes even just plan it out. Just, you know, let off some steam. Would never do anything. Yep, never. But a person can't help what thoughts they have, right? Oh, the intrusive thoughts. I honestly could have killed that woman. Anyway, she's giving birth to her son. I forgot about that. Her son right now, so I'm trying to get up to Virginia to be there for it. But I don't know if I'm, like, into that stuff, so I might just wind up on a bus to New York or something instead. I've always wanted to go there. Ugh. Childbirth, right? So viscous. There's poo everywhere. Powerful build and intimidate. It's a 1-2 punch of traits. Get your act together. You're gonna run into someone who doesn't tolerate your bullshit. You cross your arms and glare at the young man with menace in your eyes. Alright, maybe fine. I guess New York will always be there waiting for me. Anyway, where did you say you were headed? Oh, Ben. Hey, Ben. Welcome. I didn't. No need to be nasty. I was just asking. Not like I'm going to follow you off the bus or anything. Yeah, you better not, because I got the powerful build. So if you aren't getting off of my stop, you must be headed to Scarlet Hollow, right? Or the Holler, as they call it in these parts. That's the only other stop until this bus turns around. I ride it pretty often, so I know. Almost nobody ever goes up that way. Though, come to think of it, I had a couple of buddies who went up there to work in the mine. There's a coal mine up in the Holler, you see, and there's always a job listing or two on the boards around here. I never wanted to do that kind of thing myself. I like my lungs the way they are, thanks. But my buddies got desperate enough to try it. I haven't heard from them in a while now that I think about it. I should see if they're on Facebook, see how they're doing up there. Hope they didn't die. He looks back at his phone, for once focused on something other than you. Oh, this is me. It was lovely meeting you. Hope you don't get too bored without me around to talk to. Here I have something for you. The stranger rifles through his pack before presenting you with a dripping bag of peanuts. They're boiled peanuts. I got them at a gas station a few buses back. I noticed you haven't eaten much, so I figured you could use them more than me. Plus, they dripped all over my bag, so I don't want to carry them anymore. Tip. Sometimes picking a dialogue option establishes new facts about who you are. Protein's protein. You take the wet peanuts from the stranger. It's been several hours since you've had any protein, which is several hours too many in your book. You gotta bulk up. You gotta make them gains. You tear into them immediately, not even bothering to remove the shells as you chew through fistfuls of soft legume. In a few minutes, they're all gone. Figure somebody like you would get you good use out of them. And with that, I leave you. Safe travels, friend. I've heard holler all over the place, honestly. But yeah, I think it's generally Appalachian. Or Appalachian. There's a place around here called Appalachian. It's an actual town. So I sometimes get the two pronunciations confused. And just like that, the stranger is gone. Maybe you can finally get some sleep. Next up, Scarlet Hollow. End of the line. Almost there. The bus finally comes to a stop. Its brakes squealing as it deposits you in front of Scarlet Hollow bus station. The sign at least reads bus station, but calling it that feels disingenuous. At best, it's a kiosk. Though for a small town like this, you're amazed there's so much as a road, let alone a bus that drives on it every week. The driver quickly shuts the doors behind you and starts the engine, kicking up dust clouds as he pulls away, eager to leave you and this place behind. Ah! Hi, Tabitha. Hey, hamper butt. You instantly recognize the worn young woman from the few public photos on her Facebook page. She's your cousin Tabitha. She looks annoyed to be here. I'll be nice. Okay, it's like she's a tough person to read. Like, okay. Speaking as Mike, I want to be nice. I'm going to go for a hug. It's not exactly a Tabitha thing, though. Which is fine. Not everybody's good with physical contact. I get that. I respect that. I'd probably offer the hug before giving it. Anyway. Let's go in for a firm handshake. You make direct eye contact, straighten your back, and extend your right arm. She holds out her hand limply in response. You grip it and squeeze, shaking once. Very professional. See? I tried. A handshake is nice. It's a welcoming thing. Tabitha's lip curls in disgust. She pulls her hand back quickly, covertly wiping it on her dress as she turns towards the car. Although I did have a hand of dripping peanuts not too long ago. Come on, let's go. I don't want to spend any more time down here than I have to. Your cousin turns and motions to an old BMW parked near the bus kiosk. You follow her, clambering into the dusty relic. I will make every effort in the world to be nice. Sometimes with these options, it's like it's nebulous, it's vague, and they don't take it with the spirit that I intended. It doesn't take much driving before the only signs of civilization are the car you're in and the road you're on. Tabitha maintains an icy silence as she focuses on the road. Tip: dialogue options labeled Explore can usually be taken without advancing the story. They can impact relationships and unlock additional story paths, so choose carefully. So the funeral. Okay, so this is exactly what I mean. Aside from the Dead Moms Club one, which I thought was hilarious at first. How are you holding up would be nice. So the funeral would be a pleasant, entry point into the conversation. I can't believe we've never actually met before this. That would also be nice. Also, remain silent would be nice. If she's driving in silence, then she may prefer that. But that could also be interpreted as being cold. How are you holding up? Fine. See, when I get a trait option, I feel inclined to take it because it's like it's like a bonus attribute that I can explore. She is grieving. I'll give her that. Okay, but if that ever changes, I'm here for you, all right? Even after I go home. Sure. I can't believe we've never actually met before this. You have your mom to thank for that, or had, I guess. I wish I'd known about you. I don't know why my mom left or what kind of grudge she had against this side of the family, but I'm sorry. I wish I'd known about you. Whatever, what's done is done. Okay, well, those seem like the most friendly options available to me, so silence it is. And here it is, the Scarlet Estate. Though it's seen better days, its crumbling elegance is not lost on you, someone used to cramped apartments in gray cities. Your mother told you about this place many times before she passed, always with an anger burning beneath her words. How's the audio, by the way? Microphone and game audio, good balance? The faded majesty you once imagined doesn't quite compare with what's in front of you. A jarring blend of opulence and ruin. As you stare at it perched on the crumbling cliffside, you can't help but feel like it's something that should have been left to rot a long, long time ago. Good deal. I am heard and seen. That's all I want out of life. You're hit with a blast of dusty air as you step across the threshold and into the foyer. Everything in this room has been here for much longer than you've been alive, each object cemented in place with layers of dust and cobwebs. You can hear doors creak on their hinges and the aches and moans of ancient floorboards as the house itself sways in the wind. Welcome to our family's humble estate. Unfortunately, due to the current state of the house, only a few rooms will be safely accessible during your stay. I wouldn't go wandering anywhere else if you value your limbs. The floors have been known to give out. If you know what's good for you, you'll stick to your room, your bathroom, and the kitchen. And hallways, I guess. But only the hallways you need to use to get to those places. I'll show you around so you know where it's safe to walk. You can leave your bags here for the time being. I'm going to use my booksmart. This sounds like a nice thing to say, and it's also using a trait. The architecture here is breathtaking. Chateauesque, reminiscent of the Biltmore estate. Color me marginally impressed. I didn't have you pegged as cultured. I'm trying not to comment on pegged. Believe it or not, this estate actually predates the Biltmore by nearly 3 decades. It used to be the crown jewel of the region, but times changed, and the attentions of the masses are ever so fickle. Shall we begin the tour? Follow me. You put your bags down and follow Tabitha through the long, dusty hallway. Dusty. She delicately steps over holes and tears in the floor, and you do your best to trace her steps. Kitchen. On Wednesday, there's Frau. On Wednesdays, a woman from town comes in and does the cleaning. Her name is Janie. Aw, we love Janie. I wouldn't recommend socializing with her. She'll talk your ear off. If you need any food, there's fixins for peanut butter and jelly. Don't touch my mac and cheese or my ice cream. Those are off limits. Oh, you can also access the garden through here, but it's pretty wild, so I wouldn't if I were you. Tip: some explore options prevent you from taking others. Choose carefully. Okay, so I'm gonna say it's nice. I would say this is so nice, but Tabitha seems like somebody that wouldn't appreciate the over exuberation of that statement. So, you know, it's nice. It's a kitchen. I love PB&J. How'd you know it was one of my favorites? I forgot about that. I love this game. That smile can't be real. I didn't, but good for you. Alright, what's next on the tour? Bathroom, follow me. Great, it's been hours since I've gone. As the two of you leave the kitchen, you pass by a tuxedo cat sitting on the countertop. I know. I in this playthrough, I don't know, but I know. Mike knows Frau. And I'm going to leave the cat be. Not only do I not want to seem strange in front of Tabitha, but Frau wants to be left alone. I'm going to leave her alone. You decide to leave the cat be and get on with the tour. I think I just earned points from Frau just there. I don't know it yet, but I think I have. You once again follow Tabitha through a long, dusty hallway. Maybe after a few nights it'll get easier to navigate these spaces, but for the time being, you feel lucky to have not fallen through the floors. Guest bathroom, not much to show. It's a bathroom. I'll wait outside. Do what you must if you must. Good. I am exploding. It's a wretched bathroom. Piles of junk sit untouched in the corners of the room, and mystery stains paint the floor. So, I have the option here of lying and being nice, but I have a feeling Tabitha wouldn't appreciate that. Like, she would see through it and not appreciate it. So I'm just going to take a tinkle. Scram, fellas, the jig is up. I can hear the bugs. Bugs skitter from the bowl as you lift the seat. Yeah, use it. I mean, fuck. What other options do you have? It's bad for your health to hold it in too long. I learned that from Liar. A toilet is a toilet. Sure, it could be cleaner, but your business needs doing, and this is as good a place as any. You do what you must and rejoin your cousin out in the hall. Next up, guest bedroom. Last stop on the tour. Follow me. You and Tabitha briefly return to the foyer before climbing the stairs and reaching the guest room. The room smells old. Dust, mildew, wood rot. It has it all. A week of sleeping in this place might give you permanent lung damage. This is where you'll be staying. The linens are fresh. I had Janie wash them last week. I had to endure a half-hour rant about her kid to get her to do it, so you'd better be grateful. The closet is full of old family stuff, so you can't hang your clothes up, but you can use the dresser. It should be empty. It's not, but in the most delightful way in the world. Do you need help around the house? That's a nice thing to say. I'm using a trait and I'm being nice. There's a lot of boxes and stuff lying here. I could help you move things around and fix the place up. Look, I appreciate the offer, but Janie already comes in once a week. It's fine. I guess I'll start to get settled. Follow me. I'll take you back to the foyer so you can collect your belongings. This concludes our tour. I'm afraid I must return to my duties. So you'll have to entertain yourself for the rest of the day. Don't expect to see much of me. Tip, some dialogue options will open additional conversation paths, some right away, others down the line. Is there a library in the estate? That's a good question, and a nice one. Or at the very least, a neutral one. I couldn't bring too many books with me, and I'm not sure what else I should do with my time. There is, but as I said earlier, most of this building is off limits. And the library is in the West Wing, which is extra off limits. You're better off heading into town. I'm pretty sure there's a library there. Oh, there is. Oh, there is. And it is, if I recall, it is occupied by one hell of a thirst trap of a man. Did I do something wrong? Say, did I do something wrong, please? Oh, okay. You asked me to come to this funeral, but since the moment I got here, you've been acting like a spat in your coffee. What's going on? Was it something I said? Okay, I'm sorry I've been testy since you've gotten here. You've been fine. I'm just under a lot of pressure right now. Please just stay out of my hair until later, okay? I have work to do. What kind of work do you do? That's a thing. That's a nice thing. I run the coal mine, same as every Scarlet who came before me. Except for you and your mom. It requires a lot of time and concentration, so I'd appreciate it if you didn't keep me for long. Okay. Okay. Hashtag girl boss. Oh, I'm torn between these two. Like, that could be a nice thing. Like, it's commiseration. But is it like, this would be the kind of statement that would require the proper inflection. And I don't have that option, it just being text. I'm going to remain silent. Whatever your thoughts may be on Tabitha's work situation, you decide it's best to keep them to yourself. Plus, she wants to go, so I'm just going to let her go. Is there anything else you'd like to bother me with? Are we good? Oh, we're good. Oh, well. Can you take me into town? What am I supposed to do? I won't keep you, but we should hang out when you get back. Yeah. We'll see. There's a lot that needs to get done this week. And she's... Your cousin leaves through the front door. And now it's just you. You in this sprawling, decrepit estate. Straight to the Forbidden Wings. Let's get a PB&J going. Suffice it to say, you're still hungry, and a PB&J sounds exactly like what you need to take on the rest of the day. You head to the kitchen. You're back in the kitchen, ready to craft a beautiful peanut butter and jelly sandwich. It's a daunting task, given the state of the place, but the aggressive growls of your stomach outweigh your fear of food poisoning. To get started, you'll probably need to find some peanut butter, some jelly, bread, and a plate, and a knife. I am now, at this point, going to just approach Frau. As you approach the cat, you can faintly make out the name Frau on her tag. She hisses as you draw near, but remains firmly in place. This is clearly Frau's spot on the counter. You might want to talk to me, but I don't want to talk to you. Sorry. God, I'm trying to redo the recall of the voice. Was it like French? You might want to talk to me. No, I can't. Wow. Go away. I'm going to respect Frau Frau's wishes. You back away from Frau, trying not to make any sudden movements. It's good to see that you finally learned your place. Madame. Frau's eyes remain fixed on you with palpable disdain. All right, search the pantry. Tabitha sure loves her mac and cheese. Take the bread. I'm working on it. Take the peanut butter. GIF. And yes, it's GIF. Close the pantry. I'm not going to touch her mac and cheese, and I'm not going to touch her ice cream, even though she's got plenty of it. You open the fridge. You already feel a deep urge to wash your hands, even though you haven't yet to touch anything other than the handle. Take the jelly. I mean, look at that ice cream. It's got, what, 7 pints? There might be one right up on the tippy top here. It might be 8 pints of ice cream. And a whole pantry full of mac and cheese. You reach for one of the unopened jars of grape jelly, carefully checking its expiration date. You breathe a sigh of relief when you realize it's recent. Like, does Tabitha just buy one of anything? I mean, maybe the mayo. The only things you need now are a plate and a knife. Better close the fridge and keep looking. Search the cabinets. Grab a plate and a butter knife. This is the last ingredient you needed to make your PB&J. Time to get to work. Examine the mug. It reads, I was blown away at Blowing Rock, North Carolina, so your aunt and cousin actually traveled sometimes, even if it was only a few hours from the estate. Okay, so Ben, this would be about a couple hours away from North Carolina, for what that's worth. So yeah, it sounds like Appalachian. Maybe you can reroute, or maybe you can route your return trip through Blowing Rock. It might be nice to see the local sites before heading home. Shot glass. Let's take a gander. I survived Deb's 50th. Your aunt's name was Pearl Ann, so this wasn't from her 50th. From the few stories you've heard about your mom, or from your mom, Pearl Ann wasn't the type to have kitschy friends who gave out themed shot glasses at their birthday parties. Well, those are not the kind of friends that I want, then. Like, I want friends that give out kitschy, customized, themed shot glasses. Those are fun friends. You close the cabinet and look back to the rest of the kitchen. Make that PB&J! Congratulations, protein awaits. Over the lips, through the gums, and so on. All of that hassle, and it took you less than a minute to eat. The rest of the day lies in front of you. We eat now, we taste it later. Let's check out the garden. Just so we have a baseline, because this garden gets weird. This garden was reclaimed by the wilderness long ago. It might not be very safe, but who's to stop you from venturing deeper? Keep exploring. You wander further into the garden. It's quiet out here. Return to the kitchen. But Dustin Mom out there, I think. You head back inside and close the door behind you. No, something's in there, like a goat? Alright, you're done here. Let's settle into our room. Now that you've finally eaten, the aches and pains of your journey have started to sink deep into your bones. You stumble up the stairs to your room, suitcase in tow, eager to unwind before you face the rest of the day. You stand at the entrance to your room. It's time. You drag your suitcase over to the dresser and open the bottom drawer. An opossum lurks within. It is quiet, but angry. Afraid! I friend, no hurt. Afraid! Oh, what's your name, little guy? I'm Hamper Butt. Dustin. What are you doing in my drawers? Warm, dark. Drawers is a fun word, but drawers is more fun. A lot more fun. What are you doing in my drawers? Can you move, please? I want to put my clothes in here. Fashion my clothes into a nest. But first I'm going to ask about the human who lives here. Which human? Tell me about Tabitha. I don't want to, if Dustin liked Pearland, I don't want to break his heart. Tell me about Tabitha. Dustin, not good with names. One of the humans died, only one. Okay. 2 humans live here. Can you tell me about both of them? Okay, Dustin, can you tell me about the 2? One human sad, one human scary. The sad human, which I'm going to assume is Tabitha. Cries, gives Dustin bad sleeps. The scary human. Always watches, eyes hateful. Ooh. Alright. Okay. I'm going to fashion my clothes into a nest. You poor thing, you look cold in there. I love it so much. You gently lay your clothes on top of the creature, arranging them into a little nest. Dustin closes his mouth somewhere more at ease than it. Stop it. Somewhat more at ease than before, and looks up at you with his shiny black eyes. My God, phone, shut up. Human is kind to Dustin. Dustin will remember this. You close the drawer, satisfied with yourself for a job well done. All right. Yeah, I'll check out the closet because that does change. I'm going to leave the doll be because that is how everything should be. You should always leave the dolls be. Let's take a nap. You cough as a small cloud of dust rises up from the mattress. These sheets might be fresh, but everything beneath them might have been around to see the dawn of civilization. You try to settle in, but the bed is lumpy in strange places. Just like me! I probably... 3 playthroughs now of Scarlet Hollow. I guarantee I'm going to repeat some jokes and not realize it. I have a feeling I've said that before. And you can feel the springs pressing through the fabric. You might be tired, but you're far from tired enough to get in more than a few minutes of uncomfortable napping. Alright, that's enough. It doesn't seem like there's much else for you to do here right now. I will leave it up to the audience. What do you think I should do? Investigate the forbidden wings of the estate or just head to town? I want to investigate, but I also don't want to piss Tabitha off. I'm trying to be nice to Tabitha, and that seems like it was something to piss her off. That's true. Both will piss her off. All right, I'm going to investigate. You immediately try the nearest door, only to be impeded by locks and chains. Ugh. I should not have put so much energy into that decision. I seem to recall we got in there at one point. Did I have like a lock-picking ability? Maybe. Maybe. I don't know. Anyway, with your cousin gone, there's nothing for you to really do. You leave the state and head out to explore the town. Time to meet some folks. If you'd have known you'd wind up having to walk all the way back to town, you probably would have just asked Tabitha to leave you at the bus stop, especially with how unhappy she seemed to see you. If only you could wipe the slate between the two of you clean and bury some of that tension, though maybe her mother's funeral isn't the best time for something like that. Then again, maybe it's the perfect time. It's really pretty out here. Okay. Finally, you made it back to town. It's the holler. The holler, as the guy on the bus called it, has probably seen better days. It still has the feeling of an idyllic country town, but its sidewalks are cracked and many of the storefronts are boarded up, their windows dusty with age. A chill breeze sweeps down the lane and you shudder, suddenly feeling as if you're peering into a grave. Why, I do declare, is this strange, and why do they smell of peanut butter? Sorry about that. Gretchen can be very slippery when she wants to be. She loves to get loose and cause havoc. It's nice to meet you, Gretchen. I'm Hamper Butt. My, oh my, I can't remember the last time I met a newcomer who was so wonderfully polite. It's a pleasure to have made your acquaintance, Hamper Butt. Lifetime first for me. 43 years on this planet, and I finally get to say the words hamper butt with a southern drawl. That makes today a good day. Ha! That's a funny way. Sorry, I peeked the microphone there. That's a funny way to introduce yourself. I'm Stella. It's not often I see a strange face up in the holler. Every now and then there's a new crop of coal folks, but you don't look Dustin enough for that. You aren't in town for the funeral, are you? The Scarlet funeral? Yep. I just got into town today. Wow, I didn't think there would be anyone else coming. Are you staying with Tabby? How's she holding up? Upon mention of your cousin, Gretchen mutters under her breath, "One of these days I'll get that Tabitha to pet me." Same, Gretchen. One of these days. Not necessarily pet, but, warm up generally. I haven't seen her since Pearl Lane passed, or for a while before that, now that I think about it. I'm going to show concern. Yeah, I'm going to show concern. Even though we just met a couple hours ago, I'd be lying if I said I wasn't worried about her. She's always been a little rough around the edges, but I figured she'd probably be having a rough go of things. She and her mom were really close. To think she's been up in that old mansion all by herself. It'll probably be good for her now that you're staying there, even if she doesn't think so herself. How long have you known her? Oh, quite a long time, though. Town's really small, so everybody knows everybody. So everybody's known everybody as far as back as they can remember. Tabby and I got a little close when we were both in a school's production of A Midsummer Night's Dream. I was Puck and she was Mustard Seed. As you might have expected, she was more than a little prickly, but I managed to soften her up a bit in the end. But then she graduated, and that was that. I haven't seen that girl or horrible little cat since... Oh, sorry! I haven't seen that girl or horrible little cat since I was middle-aged. Oh, before it slips my mind, if you're staying up in that spooky old mansion, you must have met Frau Frau. How does that monster fare? I will pet her if it's the last thing I do. Wait, what? Are you messing with me? You can't actually talk to my dog, right? You're not going to believe me anyway. Yeah, of course you're joking. Yeah, okay. See, I didn't lie. The truth is always the best. Honesty is the best policy. Especially when they're not going to believe you either way. Well, next time you see that little devil, please send my regards, and do let her know that not only do I still draw breath, but that I very much still plan to outlive her. Nothing like a Southern belle that just drives the dagger in with buttery speech. Oh, if you got to go to town, you must be starving. Or if you just got to town, you must be starving. I'm just on my way to the diner for a coffee, and they've got amazing biscuits. My treat. Well, let's follow her. Get some of them biscuits. The pleasant aroma of greasy breakfast food hangs heavy in the air. In contrast with the empty, lifeless atmosphere of the family estate, the diner is filled with the comforting din of human life. All of which grinds to a sudden halt as the patrons realize that a stranger has entered the establishment. Hey everyone, I'm Hamper Butt. Just in town for the funeral. Before anyone can respond, you and Stella casually slide into a booth, pretending the whole town didn't just gawk at you like a sideshow attraction. All right, I live in a town of 1,000 people, a very small little village that is isolated. We are in a valley that, hills on every side. It takes 10 minutes to get to any other neighboring town of any real somewhat population. I don't think anybody would record scratch turn and stranger. I mean, it's a nice little film trope kind of thing. I don't care how small your town is. I don't think it's actually reality. Anyway, looks like your entrance was a little more dramatic than you were expecting, huh? Folks around here don't meet many strangers as is, and with who you're related to, well, let's just say you'll be the talk of the town for a while. Hey, Stella, I went ahead and fixed you up a coffee. They gracefully placed a cup of specially brewed coffee in front of Stella. Aw, shucks, thanks, Avery. And here's some bacon for the little lady. You make the best labels, Avery. Gretchen sniffs the bacon and digs in. Tip, you can hit the H button on your keyboard to hide the text box at any time. There's Gretchen, eating her bacon. Anything for you? Order a biscuit and a coffee. Hell yeah. Best in the county. One of my favorite things in the entire world is endless coffee at a diner. At a Greasy Spoon diner. Avery pours the fragrant brew into the empty mug in front of you. They linger after pouring your coffee, turning to you nervously. Oh, and sorry for your loss. Before you have the chance to respond, they're gone. Glad you took my advice with the biscuit. You won't regret it. Anyways, the funeral's not till Sunday, right? That gives you quite a bit of time to slum around town. I'm trying to think if there are any cool events going on this week. There's always the reading adventure at the library, which is supposed to be for little kids, but I do it every month anyway. Oh, and I'm pretty sure Avery's throwing a party Saturday night, so that's a fun thing to look forward to. And there's the weekly Sunday potluck. That should be right after the funeral too, so it'll be a special occasion. Looking forward to that broccoli casserole. You can't have a potluck, you can't have a Sunday potluck without a broccoli casserole. That's just the way of it. I'm sorry, did you say reading adventure? Yeah, Oscar's all about keeping things on theme, so this month it's a bunch of ghost stories. I think he's calling it Spooky Bookies. I want to attend a Spooky Bookies event at my local library. I should, you know what? I should host it. I should go to my library and offer to host a Spooky Bookies night. Oh, that is perfect. Cool, we should check it out this week. But that's really just an afternoon. Any idea what you want to do for the rest of the week? These legs gotta move. Yeah, we'll use a powerful build trait going here. That sounds an awful lot like going on a walk to me. Yeah, but yeah, it is. Oh, Gretchen said that. Oh, yeah, that's right. I gotta pay attention to the name labels. I'm so bad about that. My job actually has me running around the woods pretty often, so if you ever need a guide. Before Stella can finish, Ava returns, biscuit in tow. If there's nothing else coming for me, Oh, is there nothing else coming for me? Gosh, if I had known that plate of bacon would be my main and only course, I would have waited before digging in. Here's your biscuit. Winnie says it's on the house. She sends her condolences. Thanks, it looks great. You pick up the biscuit. It's delicate and fluffy. It nearly crumbles at your touch. Buttery warmth emanates from its surface. You take a bite. It melts in your mouth as if nothing but butter suspended in a thin matrix of dough. Truly, this is the perfect biscuit. Whoa. A really good biscuit. Wow. So glad you like it. Avery lingers at the table for a moment. So, has Stella mentioned she's famous? Oh, Avery, I'm not famous. Look, if you're not going to go around tooting your own horn, you know I'm going to do it for you. Avery's going around tooting horns. I'm a YouTuber. There's no shame in that. There's a little bit of shame in that. What kind of videos do you do? She hunts cryptids. You should really check out her channel, Hamper Butt. It's amazing. I think the best video to start with would be that river one. Not the lake, but, you know, the controversial one. Shame! Oh, yeah. The Catawba River Runner. I didn't expect much out of that footage at the time, but it wound up being my most popular video by far. It's always the videos you don't expect to do well that just wind up blowing up on you, and then they turn on you. Then they become a bit of an anchor. Just thinking of Nightmare Maven and Flowers in the Attic. So the River Runner is a cryptid that's only known from a single sighting. 2 Boy Scouts thought they saw something big and weird in the Catawba River, and that's all I had to go on. But then I wound up catching this on camera. Stella pulls out her phone and shows you a clip of something in a river. The size and shape of the creature's body tells you it's likely a predator, and it's definitely not a wolf. You seem to recall that mountain lions used to live up here. Who's to say if there aren't a few left? Some folks said it was a beaver, but if that was the case, it'd be at least twice the size of any beaver I had seen. I also had people saying it was a dog or even a capybara that might have escaped from a local wildlife sanctuary. It was a mountain lion. I could smell its stink from miles away. I'm still not sure what it is, but I'm the one who saw the thing with my own 2 eyes. That's an honest-to-God cryptid there. No way that's a beaver or a dog, and there's no way a capybara would be swimming in a river in the mountains of North Carolina. There's no way. Gotta be a cryptid. Unless there's some North American colony of capybaras in the Appalachians. There you go, Ben. Confirmation. But that would still count as a cryptid, wouldn't it? Yeah, until someone catches a capybara up there, that would still count as a cryptid by most standards. My comment section went nuts for this footage, and from there it spread to Twitter pretty fast. Oh, back when Twitter was actually only mostly bad. There were polls for days. I even had actual experts weighing in. It was all a really cool experience. And it meant the video did some pretty great numbers. Personally, I'm a fan of the capybara theory. Sure, it's not like any local sanctuaries were missing one, but there's always people keeping exotic animals as pets. True, we had a alligator that was confiscated from a home here not too long ago, which is definitely not indigenous to this area. Kind of a sewer gator type situation. Exactly, some exotic pet owner set it free, and now it will forever roam the Catawba, confusing Boy Scouts and YouTube commenters for years to come. So speaking of things to do around town, I was actually planning on filming this week's video tonight. I was wondering if maybe you'd like to come along. It's a pretty easy one this week. We wouldn't even have to camp anywhere. I'm going to go after the... No spoilers. Sorry, Avery. It's okay, I should probably get back to it instead of standing around chatting with friends. See y'all around. Now that the coast is clear, I'm going after Skunk Ape. Doesn't Skunk Ape live in Florida? Oh, you know your stuff, don't you? I knew you'd make a great partner. Okay, pause. Partner? It mostly lives in Florida, but there have been sightings as far north as Virginia. While I was doing research for last week's video, I came across a report where a lady from a town over claimed to have seen one on her deck playing tug-of-war with her dog. And as I leave no stone unturned, I decided it was worth investigating. So what do you say? Want to tag along? Hold the camera for me while I narrate against the darkening sky, that sort of thing? Are you going to be there, Gretchen? Oh, naturally, I wouldn't want any misfortune to befall my beloved Stella. I must stay by her side through thick and thin, however odd her passions may be. Of course, it's actually been a while since I've had anybody but Gretchen out there with me. I was talking to Gretchen. Say no more. I'm in. This is going to be a lot of fun. I actually started the channel with a couple buddies of mine back in middle school, so I think it'll be like a blast from the past. Me and Kanika and Reese running around the woods, flipping over rocks and bothering salamanders. Our videos were terrible, but we had a lot of fun, and that's all that mattered to us. And you know what? That's all that matters, period. You gotta, if you're gonna go, you gotta do the creation for the fun of it, not for the analytics or the business side of things. Gotta have fun with the making. That's what matters. If people happen to latch onto it, then that is whipped cream on the cake. You know, that gets me thinking. I wonder if they'd be down to come along with us, get the old gang back together. Though I guess Kanika has to close out the general store tonight, so I'm pretty sure she's a no-go. But Reese, I think there's a decent chance we could get him to come out of his hidey hole if he's up for it. Oh, I wouldn't count on it. Do you mind if I make a quick call? Stella pulls out her phone and dials it, waiting while it rings. Reese, dude, what's up? Feels like it's been forever. Aw, man, I'm sorry to hear that. Do you want me to come by, or... Okay, if you're really sure, but if you change your mind. I was just calling to ask if you want to come out to the woods tonight. I met someone cool in town today. They're Tabitha's cousin. I know, yeah, just here for the week. Anyway, we're going to go out to look for skunk ape. We could take the easier trails if that would help. Dang, man, that sounds awful. Well, I hope you take it easy tonight. I'll swing by sometime this week and we can have more low-key hang. How's that? Yeah, I'll bring them. Talk to you soon. Bye, bud. Reese, there's always been something off about that boy. Oh, Reese. There's always been something off about that boy. I never did like the smell of him. Looks like it's just you and me, pal. You okay? Me? Yeah, I'm fine. I'm more worried about Reese. He's had a lot going on in the past, 10 years or so, but I feel like he's gotten a lot worse recently. I can't remember the last time I saw him leave his house. Oh well, it's not my place to talk about it, really. I just got a little excited thinking about having him go along again. He's hilarious. You'd love him. Oh, he's a riot. Oh, laugh and a half, he is. We should swing by his place sometime this week. That'd be nice. I'd love to meet your friends. Awesome. I'll make it happen. He's definitely the trickier one to meet. Kanika is much easier to track down since she's at the general store basically every day. But friendship can wait. We've got a skunk ape to hunt. So we should probably head out if we want to make it up the mountain before it's too dark. Come on, let's blow this popsicle stand. This is a diner, lady. You pause before getting up. Maybe it's time to make a good first impression. Leave a generous tip. You smooth out the bill before placing it on the table inconspicuously. Aw, that's awesome of you. Avery will appreciate that, I'm sure. Stella turns to leave the diner with you following close behind. It hadn't been very cold when you first arrived in town, but as the sun dips closer and closer to the horizon, a chill descends upon the hollow, and you see your situation with renewed clarity. You're in a new place, far from civilization and the people you know, following someone you just met into a dark forest in search of monsters. You feel strangely calm. The setting sun paints beautiful colors in the sky. Fresh air fills your lungs, and pleasant songs of crickets trill around you as the night descends. This is where you're supposed to be, with Stella by your side, a sweet smile on her face, and Gretchen plodding along in front without a care in the world. Gotta love this brisk fall weather. This past summer was the hottest on record, since last year at least. And that marks a good stopping point. It is 6 o'clock. We have been playing for an hour, and we are about to make our way up the trail. And things are going to go a little haywire on us, but that will have to wait until episode 2 as we continue this third playthrough of Scarlet Hollow. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining me here. Thank you, Sammy. Thank you, Jumana. Thank you, Glenn. Thank you, Ben. Thank you, everybody. And if you're watching this after the fact on YouTube, thank you so much there. You can check me out every Tuesday and Thursday at 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on Twitch at rotted_gaming. Link in the description below. Beyond that, I think everybody out there should make a point of having themselves a great weekend, and I'm going to assign you homework. Do one nice thing for somebody else for no reason whatsoever. Just make it something nice, make it something random, and make it something without any expectation of return. Just do something nice for somebody, and have yourself a great weekend. I will talk to you all later. Have a great one, everyone. Bye.